So we're here, are we? Is this it?
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Boy.
I'm just going to go ahead and take over here. All right, so this is a bad part. This is my least favorite part. I'd say it's one of the shittiest sections of the game. This is where it goes from kind of like implied sexual menace to just like outright. This is a scene where someone is like coercing Madison to take off her clothes. And you don't actually end up having to, but it is going to happen.
Let's leave.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to get through it, probably with basically a minimum of shit actually happening to us, but it's just gross and terrible, and I don't like it. Just to really like kind of get into what's going to happen piece by piece. Like, skip this episode if you don't want this to happen. There's a dude who's like an evil criminal dude we need to get information from, so we see that he's kind of like into the ladies, so we go into the bathroom, we alter our clothes to look sexier in a very stupid way. We dance, he takes us upstairs, we try to get some information out of him, he pulls a gun on us and says like basically keep going. You get a bunch of prompts which instruct you to like remove additional clothes, but you can also, after the first prompt, which it could just be loosening your buttons, you could just pick, like, grab the lamp and knock him out. Eventually, you knock him out. There's no way to, quote-unquote, fail that section in a way where you're otherwise harmed. But, like, yeah, basically it's just like, do you figure that out before you take off all of your clothes as Madison? Or do you figure it out and then just want to take off all of Madison's clothes, I guess? It's pretty fucking gross. I don't really know what else to say about it. I guess just like...
David Cage is Creepy Weirdo, part 73. So... Okay, we're getting the like, oh... He likes the ladies. So what happens if we just walk over here? No, we're just not allowed. An invisible wall shows up.
We know we need to be invited, so okay, so I kind of want to like... I had a Twitter thread about this like a few weeks back, where I kind of got some of my feelings about this game that I don't maybe want to go super into detail about off my chest, and like why it's creepy. I guess just like... The thing that unnerves me so much about this game and feels so gross about it is how simultaneously there's no actual feeling like there's an emotional investment in Madison as a character. Like how little shit they give about her, and then like how kind of backdoor and insidious all of these scenes of her just being sort of like exploited are. I feel like David Cage is inviting me to a kink roleplay that he hasn't told me is a kink roleplay.
Yeah.
And that's just such a gross fucking feeling. It's like I'm discovering through trial and error that this is David Cage's porn. And I wasn't like...
Time to play the sexy girl.
I wasn't... Oh, fucking Christ. God, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, did anything change?
No,
I guess
not
it's
really.
a little bit wavier.
Okay, this is the one, like, kind of stupid in a vaguely funny way thing, is, like, the way she fixes her skirt makes absolutely zero sense.
Oh, I gotta do it slow.
It's eyeliner, doofus.
Don't just stab yourself with the eyeliner.
Oh god, I never want to put on eyeliner. That's so scary.
It would be pretty funny if you just poked yourself and then had to leave and could skip this chapter. Like, if you told me that this was a scene in a movie or a book or a game, like... It's very much about how This is it just is fucking gross.
The worst part is that this game came out when, if you made a criticism about it, you would be destroyed on the internet.
Yeah.
You would never work anywhere ever again. Even if you were a man, like, making this criticism, you would never be hired anywhere again as a game journalist because you would be considered too liberal. And it's like, it's so fucked up that this game was allowed to exist because of the time that it was released. I really feel like if it came out now, people would be a lot more open to, like, just fucking tearing it apart.
Absolutely.
It's the same sort of thing that, like, was the issue with Bioshock Infinite. Very different kind of situation, but, whoops.
And, like, because, like, the conversation that, like, I think I really hope we're sort of getting to is, like, if you just said, hey, this was really gross, people would, there'd be so many shitty knee-jerk reactions, and, like, one of the most, like, intellectual pretending to be ones would be like, oh, so you have a problem with, like, this game that has sexual menace, like, this movie that has sexual menace in it, or this, like, book that's, like, a bodice ripper, or, like, this weird Newgrounds porn game that I like, and it's like, well, the thing about all of those is that they're not this, which sucks.
Yeah, it used to be that the people who were in charge of a lot of these, like, game journalist magazines were all, like, old-fashioned fucking nerds who didn't want, you know, girls saying, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, and here's why. They're like, what?
To know that this sucks, you need to be able to, like, feel that it sucks, and not just kind of, like, analyze it like you're looking at an ingredients list.
You have to, like, allow yourself to have empathy and see through other people's point of view, and I feel like the game community was so shallow back then. I mean, when I first started playing FPSs, I pretended to be a guy. I had a voice modulator, so I could be a boy, because I didn't want to be harassed.
I'm just assuming the game is telling me you didn't.
Oh my
what the
God.
fuck?
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah, if you want to shorten a skirt, the
No.
best way to do that is just grab a handful and rip it like it's fucking tissue
Skirts are
paper.
not jorts.
This is worse. You explained everything that happened, Red Scarn, and this is somehow fucking worse. Of like, ooh, I gotta get real sexy so the creepy guy invites me into his private area.
Especially, I think the thing about it is that this is shot like this is a fetish porno. Like, the feeling is not,
she seems pleased with herself. She seems so fucking pleased with herself.
Well, that's
so pleased with herself.
Josh kept fucking up the little QuickTime events.
No,
and what it reminded me of, well,
I did
I know.
dance correctly.
No, I mean, like, when you were putting on the makeup and stuff. And I was thinking, like, you know what it reminded me of that could have been a cute character moment was, like, Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies, which is itself a problematic portrayal of a female character. But, like, the idea that, like, this girl who's doing this as an act isn't used to it could be, like, seen as a valid outcome. But David Cage does not view that as a valid outcome. She needs to be proper sexy. So you have to redo the event. It's not enough for her to try and be nerdy.
Yeah, no, she has to enjoy it. She has to think this is so much fun. She gets to rip off her skirt and be sexy, finally.
Okay,
yeah, like, this is...
see him just going, yeah.
This is basically written like a shitty Newgrounds or like a shitty, like, Literotica. Or actually, like, okay, it's written like kind of a quick, fast, I want to fantasize about being ogled and, like, humiliated by a sleazy, I don't know, just, like, gangster dude fiction. Except, like, it's presented in the context of this game that's supposed to be about, like, this tense, emotional story. And everything about how she's acting in this scene is so clangingly wrong because it's part of the porno and not part of the drama.
There are plenty of other games and movies and TV shows that do this trope, and they do it right because it's from the point of view of the woman. It's not male gazy. Ooh, I get to see a woman. You make yourself sexy for me.
It very much feels like Madison is a character that David Cage created so he can have her indulge his fetishes rather than as a character that needed to exist for any other reason.
It's such a deeply uncomfortable feeling.
how do we put any of Madison's character into this scene when throughout the entire game, the game has never let Madison be a character? In every situation, she's either like Ethan's
a doll.
savior. Exactly.
Yeah.
She's whatever the male characters need. It's ridiculous.
She's the perfunctory, like, blank slate OC you put into a situation that is only intended to give you, like, one specific kind of erotic thrill before you discard it.
If you want to know how disconnected this is from the main plot, imagine all this erotica, and when we're getting to the worst parts now, I'm sure, but imagine all this stuff, intercut where the camera would occasionally snap back to Sean, slowly drowning in a ditch somewhere, and meanwhile we're doing this shit.
A little window on the side, like it's a Twitch streamer of just like real time him drowning.
So we finding out we have the gun now is stupid, or like sort of having the gun like reminder is stupid because like okay, so we did see it before, but like that reminder doesn't make a lot of sense. Where like all of the tension in the scene should really be coming before we're stealing our nerve to do this shit. Oh, I forgot that this music's playing. Like, this is the diegetic music they play throughout this whole scene.
Yeah. Okay.
With the, oh my Christ. How is this worse than I remember it being 3 hours ago when I looked this up to see how you get through this part? Okay, you have to pick one option, and I think probably the best one is the buttons. You're gonna get to it in a second.
God.
Yeah.
Come on, honey, check that thing. Ain't no time to wait.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Could we just
Absolutely.
talk first?
We don't need any more talking, baby. I all talked out.
How many of the villain of the week people have we run into that have been like not?
Could I have a drink?
They're all exoticized in some way, right? They're all framed as like, yeah.
It broke the ice.
Which is kind of funny considering that, like, the other feature of this game that's noteworthy in, like, people's voices is that, like, everyone is trying and failing to do the local accent.
I think there's been a little misunderstanding.
Other than the pervy dude from the last version of this scene, I'm trying to think of the last time, like, we had a generic white guy. Oh, God.
Yep.
Oh, hey, it's a different gun
Tired
model.
of wasting my time. It's now or never. And I never take never for an answer.
So how do I knock him out?
You gotta pick one option.
Right.
To close. It's
But
gonna be
after
the top,
that-
probably. After that, you select the lamp behind you.
All right.
Fucking Christ.
Okay, so if we actually have nudity here, please don't use my face, because I don't want to be involved with this
Lamp,
scene.
lamp.
If only
Yeah.
I could find some way to grab it. Oh, I know.
Christ.
Okay, yeah, this audio is not helping.
Baby, sweet cakes.
Thank Christ.
Okay.
Kicking
That was
butt.
terrible.
That's what I call kick butt, you go girl, is what you say literally regardless of how that scene goes, even if, like, you strip down to, like,
Okay,
almost
Act
nothing.
two. Let's hear
Again,
another
like, you just
sing.
immediately bounce from, like, horrifying, like, graphic scene to, like, the main character in a porno where you don't really want to emphasize the emotional stakes because you're trying to get off.
I have returned.
Welcome
Good time.
back.
If you call out, I'll kill you. Got it?
Shit. What you want?
You rent an apartment on Mars.
What voice would you, like, how would you describe this accent? Like, Spanish?
Apartment? I don't know what you're talking about.
Russian.
Yeah, it's,
a bad, strong bad.
It's like Strong Bad mixed with Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
I'm gonna kill you! You haven't got the balls, lady.
You're not a girl or maybe a wagon full of pancakes.
Boss? Is everything all right?
Ugh.
Wow, dude. What the fuck?
That fucking benign expression on his face, like he's not even aroused. It's just like it's heartwarming for him. Like, young love. I remember when I was in the first throes of being sexually coerced by a weird gangster.
Of yours, Paco. Then it's time for you to talk.
Oh my god. This is just fetish porn.
Stop her!
It really is. Like,
I'm only getting started. How about some more?
if I could give any advice to aspiring game developers or dungeon masters or anybody else who creates and then shares fiction, don't put your porn in it and just
What was that guy's
not
name?
let people know that your porn's in it.
And if I could give any advice, I would say don't be as into zebra print as this guy is, because that's just a mistake.
Shepard!
Also, this goes out to one
Oh, cool.
specific.
We just found out the thing we already found out.
Roosevelt?
That wasn't so hard, was it?
No, that the guy's name is John
Just
Shepard.
romantic moment, but I got a dash.
So the guy
See you
used the
next time,
name John
lover
Shepard
boy.
as his alias. Like, yeah, okay,
So-
cool.
Is the reason the scene is here then because theoretically we could have had drug detective die? And he
I
would not have
guess.
known that?
I thought John
but it was
Shepard
Shelby
came
who
from
found it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I've got a massive headache.
So there was this thing in the 2000s, and I guess this is a 2010s game technically, but like, where raves like this were real popular in games, and I don't think raves like this were ever as popular as video game culture would make you believe.
But Camster, the funniest thing is, like, I've been to a couple game conventions and they try to like recreate this. Like, they're like, oh, we're gonna have a party. And they really do try to do shit like this, and it always is super awkward because it's just a bunch of fucking nerds.